Hey, what's up guys, it's MugenLord here, and today we're going to talk about Palworld. Now, this was a title I had no idea that I would be covering here on this channel, because this is something that's really just not up my alley. Something that really doesn't call out to me to want to try. But what's amazing about this is it's blowing up all over social media. Everybody's talking about this, and as I'm scrolling through my feed, that's all I see is Palworld, and even the biggest content creators are even playing this game and enjoying it, and it's trending also on Twitter. But of course, when you have something that's really getting really popular and everybody seem to enjoying themselves, there's also a bit of controversy, because now there's articles going around accusing Palworld of using AI and just plagiarizing some of these gameplay mechanics found in some of these legendary titles that we know of today in the gaming industry. And I just wanted to just go over the article, give you my overall thoughts, and whether or not there's some foul play going on, and what I just think about Palworld in the gaming industry and gamers in general when it comes to this issue. So before we dive into this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. Now, I will say this, when it comes to Palworld, I remember that this game was announced a couple years ago. I believe it was around E3, when E3 was still a thing. I remember seeing this, and it really just blew my mind, because I'm like, is this Pokemon? Like, what is this? And then I started seeing Pokemons with guns, and I'm like, what is this? This is like, my brain couldn't compute any of this. It just wasn't making any sense to me. But I see the mass appeal. I see the appeals to it, because when I look at this game, I said it's like a bunch of trolls just came together in the office and said, let's just make something fucking stupid and just put it on the internet and see, you know, how the internet will receive this. And from what I've seen in the trailers, some of the reactions from you guys, from my community, you guys are really looking forward to this. And also, when it comes to games like this with furry creatures and stuff like that, I just knew it had Derpy written all over it. One of my moderators and also one of my subscribers, Derpy, he loves stuff like this. So when I seen this, I said, I know Derpy is going to be all over this game. But it was quite just interesting to see something like this, and I'm like, can this actually work? Can they actually get away with this? Because we're starting to see some similarities from Pokemon in here, and then later on we find out it has some building mechanics from Fortnite that's in it as well, and even as how you build these things. I'm like, what is going on? And then you got the glider type of animations that you would see in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. So you see a mixture of everything. So I'm like, wow, like, is this actually going to happen? Is this actually going to release? And I forgot all about it. But now the game has finally released, and now there's over 1 million concurrent players on the Steam charts, and probably even higher than that. And the game is like really busting records right now. And the developer had made claims that it pretty much brought in over 2.4 million sales of this game, because the game is in early access, which we're also going to talk about that as well. But we're going to read this article because a lot of controversy is coming up right now, because you know, you have some naysayers who are really upset at this. I mean, I'm talking about not just some articles and stuff, but you also have people who are Pokemon fans who are also feeling some type of way about this, that they are stealing and everything like that. So let's dive right into this article. We'll start with VGC charts right here. It says Palworld embroiled in AI and Pokemon plagiarism controversy. Social media users highlight character designs, similarities, and developers' generative AI history. So Steam's newest hit survival game, Palworld, has been accused of plagiarizing designs from Pokemon, as social media users negatively highlight its creators' historical association with generative AI tools. Palworld, by Japanese studio Pocket Pair, released into early access on PC, on Xbox on Friday, and immediately became a breakout success, with its creator claiming 2 million sales in 24 hours. Now that is amazing. 2 million sales in 24 hours. That is sales shattering right there, especially in the gaming space. And I think, in my personal opinion too, this was also, I believe, was a smart move for Microsoft and the Xbox platform to snag this, to have this as a game. I guess I believe it's on Game Pass as well, to actually just get this game and have it on their platform. and this is something that they're able to, Xbox players to be able to enjoy. And hopefully, maybe if you don't have a PC, I know, you know, some people are probably just missing out on this and said, damn, maybe I should have got an Xbox in order to play this game as well. But I think this is also a smart move on Xbox to have this game. Then it says, the huge launch exposure inevitably reignited discourse that has followed Palworld since its announcements around its character design's apparent similarities to Pokemon. Although the gameplay of Palworld is closer to survival games like Ark and Rust than Game Freak's series, many social media users have noted the obvious influences its character designs have taken from Nintendo's series. Following Palworld's release on Friday, some X-users collated perceived similarities between Palworld's pals and Pokemon. It's not, I quote, "It's not even subtle about its ripoffs. How much else has it stolen?" wrote one user. Another one added, "I wanted to like Palworld, but I don't know if I can support running existing Pokemons through a fuser and passing them off as new IP." So then, as you have here, you have somebody pointing out some of the similarities that you will see here, the swaps and stuff like that. And my personal opinion is these are derivatives when it comes to this, because, you know, you will have people out there who will take certain things and then they will just add their own things, switch things up. But could that be a gray area, or is, you know, or that's pushing the line of, you know, plagiarism? But as you can see here, yeah, there are some similarities, but at the same time, you know, can you really sue them, or can you really call them out for that? So that's something that you have to really consider. But man, this is funny because it has people really riled up over here. So, and then you have continued more people showing, you know, more situations of you know, people of these developers, you know, taking some similarities when it comes to all this. So I'm pretty much going to leave that up to you guys when it comes to that. What do you think about that? But as I continue, it says the situation is farther muddled in the eyes of some by Pocketeer's historical relationship with generative AI tools. The artist Zaytree noted on X that one of its previous titles was AI Art Imposter, a game which literally utilizes an AI image generator as its core mechanic. The user also highlighted multiple historical X posts that Pocket Par CEO Takaro Mizube, in which he appeared to praise the potential of AI image generators for content creation. And as I said before, guys, I said 2024, and I keep saying this, that AI is the theme for this year. How far AI is going to go? How far are we going to push the limits of AI? And how questionable, you know, some of these questionable actions are going to affect gaming and many other industries moving forward when they're being utilized as tools, you know, within the industry itself for creators. And this is another perfect example, you know, of this theme that we're really getting into for this year, AI. So it says, these use of generative AI is a significant pressure point in many creative industries. We just said that, including video games, with tools such as Midjourney being criticized by some who perceive them as replacing professional artists and using their work without permission for their training set. Earlier this month, an ongoing lawsuit against Midjourney's Stability AI and DeviantArt listed thousands of artists' names that the plaintiffs allege have had their artwork scraped to train them. One of the Pocket Par CEO's X post from 2022 discussed how he believed generative tools could one day be sophisticated enough to avoid copyright issues. In another, and I believe that too, the AI tools will get better and better to the point where this may not even be an issue. It's going to just create things and stuff, and we just haven't gotten to that point. But yes, there's a lot of controversy in here. This does not, of course, prove that any of the designs in Palworld were made with the help of AI. Yeah, there's no source. There's nothing to prove to point out if AI was a factor in this. So the person that has a gripe with this company is using their history of AI, you know, for a previous title, you know, still haven't yet proved if, or it has any relation if they're using AI for Palworld. It says especially since Palworld, which is interesting, which I want to cover here, it was made by a mostly inexperienced team, many of them who are amateurs before being hired. One team member, Musabe, has claimed was even previously working in a convenience store. This is the essence of grabbing people in the mailroom and putting them together to make a game. Because from what it says here, it says that translation is from Thaddeus Cruz. He said, assuming that the Palworld developers write-up is being accurately translated, this is the breakdown of these developers. This was the most in over their heads team of all time. From what the CEO has said, that they got somebody that worked at a convenience store to come in and on the team too. From the bullet points right here, from the team for Palworld, first time creating models instead of purchasing, no source control nor naming conventions, didn't know what rigs was. You can't get any more ragtag than this. Like you cannot. I repeat, you cannot get any more ragtag than this.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a bunch of scraps.
And then Thaddeus Cruz continues and says, the entire post is fascinating. Read as is, and I hope it gets a proper translation. There's hints of there being more nuance to this guy and his studio than I'm painting online. Not excusing the company's past actions, but this will certainly help contextualize them. So it said the best part of this article is the CEO explaining how he had to personally optimize the game engine right before launch, despite no prior Unreal Engine experience. Out of everything about a Palworld, is somehow the most Nintendo aspect of them all. So that's the very interesting part of all this when it comes to Palworld. Now, the thing that I want to discuss right now is the fact is that this game has a lot of people, a lot of people giving their opinions of it. And you see a lot of people enjoying this. And the biggest debate is, you know, when it comes to the gaming industry, what was the cause of this? What caused this to be such, caused this game to be such a phenomenon? And this speaks a lot about what's going on within the gaming industry. You see a lot of players who's really upset about this is the people who really enjoy Pokemon, and they see this as, hey, you know, they're using default assets. This is an asset flip. They're plagiarizing. They taking, you know, everything from these developers, and then they just handed and just threw it all together to create this game, and everybody's enjoying it, and it's making a lot of money. And what this says a lot about the industry that's going on right now, because you have players who's defending Palworld saying that, well, if, you know, Game Freak, which Game Freak was also trending as well, people were saying that if Game Freak didn't make such a shitty product, such as the Pokemon games as of recent, and these broken games as recent, maybe this game wouldn't get the attention that it has, because more people would still be invested in Pokemon. And this was going on here, especially when it comes to a lot of AAA games that we see today, or franchises that people have held to such high esteem and status, is that, you know, where we at when it comes to game development right now. You know, some people have this plight that, yo, like AAA gaming or gaming in general, when it comes to some of the mainstream games that people grow to love, is that, you know, a lot of these games are getting stale. A lot of these developers are losing creativity, or they're charging you more but giving you less by stripping away certain features. And a lot of people are getting more and more disappointed into this, and now it's creating a need. It's creating the market for, you know, independent developers, or people like me, or like content creators, or other people, the everyday people that go on Twitter and stuff, to go out and branch out and try their own hand. You'll tip their own hat into the arena to try to create something. And some people may not have the knowledge and have the know-how to be able to create certain things, so they use various tools in order to create the experience in the game that they want. And what Palworld have essentially done is, and it really says a lot, is the fact is that gamers want to have fun. Gamers want to just get into a game and just play and just have fun. And we have gotten the current state of video games where it's either too socially political, or you just got greed going on, to where you have all these, you know, gotcha mechanics, monetizations, loot boxes, and you're stripping away features, and you're taking features that used to be in the game before we had these monetization schemes, and now you're locking me behind these monetization schemes. And now you have a developer who has no prior knowledge of gaming or creating games, as you would see in the article. You know, now they're coming in and say, hey, technology had gotten to the point where we're able to make our own game, and now they made millions off of this. And there's also an early access, which is another feature that I'm not really too crazy about when it comes to game development, where you don't have to have a complete game and you can still make millions of dollars. But the fact is that even though the game is not complete, people are willing to pay for it, and that says a lot, because people are having a really good time with this. And a lot of these developers today need to see Palworld as an example of like, yo, maybe we need to return back to our roots when it comes to how we design games, because obviously it's not working. Obviously it's not working to the point where we have our fans much rather play Palworld, which is obviously taking elements from Minecraft, it's taking elements from Fortnite, and it's taking elements as far as the creatures are concerned from Pokemon, and you're taking weapons that you will find in something like Call of Duty, and you're mixing it all together, and now you have this crazy game of a bunch of hodgepodge ideas into one. But gamers much rather play this, because you know why? It's fun. People are enjoying themselves. I know it's questionable whether or not, you know, that this is ethical about their approach, but it says a lot about this the technology. Technology is there now, and I keep preaching this to a lot of you guys. What's going on within the gaming industry, and what's going on within entertainment and culture in general, where a lot of things has been hijacked, or there's a lot of greed been going on. But now there's a lot of technology that's available, a lot of tools that's available for you to be able to create your own games, create your own experiences, and you either create them for yourself, or you either create them for everybody else who are looking for that experience, looking for that it factor that a lot of these developers aren't producing today. Or you have very few developers that are producing the experience, but it's not enough of it. So people are hungry for it. Gamers are hungry and want to have that fun. And it appears that Palworld provides that. Now the question is from here is whether or not, how long will this last? Right now, this is the honeymoon period. Will this game sustain itself? Will it be able to hold? You know, we've seen games like Fortnite. Fortnite started off as a tower defense, and then they went off into the battle royale and it blew up. But Fortnite wasn't really expected to last that long and hang around that long. But they changed things up. When you look at Palworld, everybody's excited, everybody's enjoying it. Can they keep this up? And will they be able to continue to provide that fun factor, that it factor that this game have, without it feeling boring, or people, you know, had enough of it and really looking for something else to sink their claws into, sink their teeth into? But I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think about Palworld and, you know, their, I guess you say, their ethical ways when it comes to this game? As you can see that it's a mishmash of many different things. Do you think there's a case of plagiarism, or do you think there's a case for Nintendo maybe, or was it Unreal? No, Epic Games and many other companies to come in to say, like, let's say, hey, like, we want to sue you. Do you think there's any means or any grounds for it, or do you think this is just fair game? You know? So definitely hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.